Are you anxious to get the next game going, especially after a loss? Is it always good to just get back out on the field and do what you guys know you can do?
Yeah, naturally. I mean, especially, defensively. Like I said, 8 times out of 10, our offense may put us in positions to win the game. I felt like this past Sunday was a defense opportunity to kind of win the game, and, we kind of dropped the ball on that. So most definitely anxious to get back out there.
Tyrann, how important, or I should say, how much easier does Morris Claiborne make it for you, knowing that he's a guy that you're familiar with on the other side?
He's a physical corner, and I trust him, especially when he's out there. And I think anytime you could, trust the guy next to you, it helps everybody play faster. So it was good to get him back last week. He did some good things for us.
You've played with, obviously, Deshaun Watson last year. What are some similarities and maybe any differences you see between him and Patrick?
1A, 1B, in my opinion, my humble opinion. His everyday approach, his consistency reminds me a lot of Patrick. Don't get too high, doesn't get too low, never looks at the scoreboard, always feels like he's capable of getting his team back into the game. And so definitely a very good quarterback.
Did you play against him when you were with Arizona, or
Yes, sir.
just last year in practice?
Just last year, yes, sir.
He is one of the most sacked quarterbacks out there. Part of it is he's trying to make a play, and he'll extend plays a lot. Does that put more pressure on you guys? I mean, obviously, but how much more pressure does it put on you guys to maintain your coverages longer because of his abilities?
Well, I think anytime you play a dual threat quarterback, that's always an emphasis. And we got to understand, they got a healthy team, this year, which they didn't necessarily have last year. So they got options, weapons all over the field, and so they present a challenge from that as well. So we got to do a good job of just, obviously keeping him in the pocket, and we got to do a good play physical, press man on the outside and just compete with those guys through the ground, especially Hopkins. He's gonna be in position to catch most balls. I think the attitude we gotta have is to take him to the ground with the ball, and finish every play.
Tyrann, throughout your career, you've been a productive player on mostly good defenses. This year, maybe you're a productive player on a defense that hasn't been so good most of the time. What's that been like for you, not being able to lift these guys up maybe you have in the past, or the way you'd like to?
Well, I mean, it's a challenge within itself, but I'm in the business of building people up, and that may take some time, and guys are still getting used to my leadership as well. So it's going to be a collective effort, on everybody's part to just kind of buy into what we need to get done defensively.
Tyrann, along those lines, last week you were going to do the film of the 15 plays where were almost big plays. Do you have something else in mind this week to present?
Yeah, we'll continue to do that, each and every week. And like I said, the idea is to get together outside of work. I think the more we do that, the more chemistry we'll be able to create. And defense is all about trusting the guy next to you. If I know he's going to be in this gap, then I can do my job. And so we just got to keep pressing that and, believe that the guy next to us is going to do his job.
And one of the things you were talking about last week was I don't know if concerned is the right word, but you felt a little bit like these guys may not understand how good they can be. Do you still feel like that? What makes you feel that way before and now maybe?
I see some of the things that we do. I see how great we communicate in certain aspects. And last week I felt like we let the ball down again. We knew we had to go in the game to stop the run. Felt like we played decent in the pass game, and we just got to find a way to put it all together. And like I mentioned, it's a collective effort on everybody's part.
Okay.
And for you, just one thing, what is it like to play against the team you used to play for? I mean, is it any different than any other game?
I mean, probably not. I didn't spend 5-6 seasons, in Houston. I got a great relationship with a few of the guys that are still there. So for me, it'll be another football game. I spent a year with them, and I kind of know how this head coach thinks. So I'm expecting him to throw at me early on and try to get in my head, and so looking forward to it.